So touch points, they look like this. First of all, here's the considerations. Frequency. How often are you going to touch them? If you touch them too many times, you're going to become an annoyance, not an enhancement in their life. So err on the side of too little and make it up in quality than too much with quantity as the majority of the focus. Most important, though, is consistency. They have to become very comfortable with interacting with you from a paid customer perspective from your continuity program. And the number one way you get comfortness is from consistency. So this is why we build schedules, and we say we're going to usually talk to them around this time every week or every month, and so on and so forth. I always think in depth. I want at least one time a month in my continuity program, because if I'm billing them once a month, which is usually the case, how can I make one of my touches per month resonate down to their very core? So every month they're reminded and thankful that they have the ability to be in my continuity program. And how you make this work is you plan it in advance. If you don't plan this, then you plan to fail, right? Fail to plan, plan to fail, all that stuff. Because then you won't have consistency. You won't have purpose. You won't have that touch point where you know you're going to revolutionize their life at least once a month. And if you don't plan on that, it's not going to happen. If it happens, it's by accident. If it happens by accident, it's not going to happen consistently, right? So let me give you an example of a plan that you can model your own off of. You can obviously adjust this, but this is a really good plan to show and teach you this concept of touch points. So let's say I had a continuity program where I said, in general, I'm going to touch them 6 times per month. So that would break out to once every roughly 3 to 5 days. Actually, maybe 3 to 7 days, right? So they're used to experiencing 1 to 2 touches from me per week, with usually 3 to 5 days apart. Now, if I have a good reason to, I will touch them more than 6, but it has to be a really good reason. But as much as possible, I never want to touch them less than 6 times a week or a month. In this particular case with this type of continuity program, right? Now, 6 and 6 has a smaller touch point. We only touch them 3 times a month, or 4 times a month, before each live training and after each live training. So, this depends on the continuity program. So you set up a schedule, and this is when you take your deliverables and you start to play with them and plot them into a schedule that would go out. So if I have 6 deliverables with 6 touches, I'm either going to do 1 deliverable per touch, or I'm going to send different versions of that deliverable and do multiple deliverables per touch, right? Now, this is where we want to engineer that wow factor. I want one of my 6 touches to be the, oh my God, you blew me away. So I want to make a priority to have an interaction once a month that makes most of my customers feel lucky to be paying their membership. And that's what you should think of when you create your continuity programs. Is one of those 6 touches is reserved completely from an emotional perspective, not from a content. The content will then follow whatever that emotion is that, whoa, that blew me away. So that's my major touch point. One of the 6 per month is going to blow them away. 2 of them are going to demonstrate that I care and think about them consistently, because I will tell you the biggest point with most customers in a continuity program or just anything related to a vendor is they feel like a vendor does not think of them, that the vendor is apathetic towards them and their needs, and that the only time the vendor does think about them is when they want to make money from them. And so if I can demonstrate and show them that this is how I care about you, then whatever my deliverables that I'm going to give them, if they can filter through that, that becomes very powerful. So we want to create a situation where we bring in 1 guest expert a month in 6 and 6 that has a cutting edge, wow, you blow me away technique. But we also want to bring in 1 expert per month that takes care of their needs, not just their wants. And kind of frame that in such a way that it shows the customer that we're looking out for you. We're not just giving you the ice cream, but also the vegetables as well, giving you what you want and what you need. And then, you could say 3 tactical touches. This is where, related to the nature at hand, you get some specific solutions, step by step. First do this, second do that, third do that, how to, that kind of stuff that hits the different slices of your members area, the different community portions of it, it could be based on feedback even, what they give you, or based on observation. And then you consistently do that. So you say, okay, I have to touch them 6 times. 1 time per month, I got to blow them away. 2 times, I got to show them more than anything with the content that I give them, that I'm really thinking about them and always looking out for their best interest. And then 3 times a month, I just got to prepare them for certain situations. That's a fantastic touch plan. And then whatever your deliverables are that you're going to use from the list that I just previously given you, plus the considerations, this is going to help shape a touch plan that you can initially implement and see how it looks in the real world. So it's action time. Decide on your initial touch point schedule, sketch it out, and this is what you're going to use when you first go out there to implement your continuity program and sell it to the customer. Now, once you create the sketch for the initial touch point schedule, then we have to move on and think about some of the foundational aspects.